Hey everyone, you're watching Ash on Comics. My name is Ash, and here is today's comic. Detective Comics 999 by Tomasi and Mankey and a bunch of other people. You don't really care. This is the alternate cover by John Byrne. Yeah, it's pretty sick. You know, always get these alternate covers. Let's get on with it. By the way, jalapeno peanut M&Ms are a win if you like spicy. They taste just like peanut M&Ms. They don't taste like jalapeno. They taste like peanut M&Ms, but then there's this burn that kicks in afterwards. It's a very slight burn, unless you're really sensitive to spice. But if you're not, it's just a slight heat that comes in afterwards. But it's the flavor itself when you pop them in your mouth are just like peanut M&Ms. So if that sounds interesting to you, check these out. Thumbs up. M&Ms this is better than any of the 3 flavors last time. All right, on with the program. I like my new little wooden thingy. That's what she said. Have a sip. You know that you came to watch my channel just to hear me gulp down a drink, right? I'm sure that's going to get me maybe like 5 more views. See if we can increase our view count. Drinking with Ash on Comics. And the beeping in the background. It wouldn't be an Ash on Comics show without that. Jesus, 2 minutes in, I haven't done shit. Alright, Batman, $9.99. This is a spoiler episode. Spoiler warnings. If you've been reading this series and you haven't read this issue, stop the video now, because I'm going to spoil major spoilers ahead. If you haven't been reading this if you haven't been reading the series at all, and you've been watching my videos, you should be stopping and you should be going back and getting this Batman series and reading it, then coming back and watching this. This is a positive review. I like the book. This is what appears to be the final issue in the story arc. I thought it was going to be Batman 1000. It appears that this is. I just want fair warning. I don't want to spoil stuff, especially good stuff. I don't mind spoiling crap. Save you guys money. This is a book I recommend. Like I've been saying, there's a new king in town. Even though last issue was meh, this issue was pretty good. Not quite to the level of 94 and 95, 994 and 995, but still pretty cool. As you're about to see, this series feels like a prelude series. It doesn't feel like the huge event that it was being made out to be when it started. That's kind of another spoiler, which you'll see if you continue on here. All right. Let's see if I can do this. So here we have Batman. He's facing off with this kid that we last saw at the end of the last issue. And we didn't know who he was. He's confronting him, what's going on. And he's like, this is my gift to you, to make you stronger. And it turns out this is young Bruce Wayne. How can that be, you ask? Well, the answer then lies into how could his parents have shown up and died and actually be his parents. So, turns out young Bruce Wayne is here to kill old Bruce Wayne. That's his whole thing, is I'm here to try to make you stronger, push him to the edge, and it's his birthday present. So he's fighting himself, essentially, but the old Bruce Wayne's like, I won't punch a kid. You know, so they're fighting. He gasses things and says, you know, you'll do nothing until we clear this mystery up. And it's mystery? There's no mystery here. We're the bad guy, Bruce. And my job's to pull you out of your game. Make you realize you've been part of this fiction. Helped you see through your own stagecraft. And then he punches young Bruce, you know, I don't know what to call him. I'm going to call him the doppelganger, right? Just for the sake of identifying the two. So the doppelganger is punching bats. by any means necessary. And they're fighting, and Bats just grabs us and says, that's enough. Whoever or whatever you are, I said I'm not going to hit you, and I meant it. How are you growing exponentially with each punch? You still don't get it. I'm you, you're me, and this is us. We're drowning. Who sent you? You sent me, damn it, and I'm trying to save you. Give us some perspective illumination to wake you the hell up. Detective Comics 1000. So they keep fighting. There's a long fight sequence here, and the doppelganger is growing in age as the fight goes on. And you're like, what's going on? I don't get this. Then he harkens back to Batman's origin, and he's like, in hindsight, there was a weird purity to them before we were surrounded ourselves in all this stuff, before we declared war, and almost died in our first year of battle. So I haven't read DC's Zero Year, but this makes me think of Year One. I can't tell if it's a reference to Year One because it could be more to Zero Year. Obviously, Bats is going to chide me for this because he's read both. We can still see that him plunging forward fast, the neon glare, the blade in his hand, how he gets shot, and he's talking about how he gets shot and a bullet perforates his lung, etc. Just recanting the day. Oh, this stupid Mara. Fight goes on, and all of a sudden the doppelganger's young boy again. Bruce has toppled him. And they walk to the graves, and he says, coming? And now he's holding his hand. He's escorting him to the grave. 3 people were murdered that night outside the Monarch Theater, but 1 was reborn, baptized in his own blood. These graves aren't here to feed revenge. These graves are here to feed justice. They represent the living and breathing citizens that you prevent from going into the dark before their time. Everything has a price. And that price was you, Bruce. I can honestly say that knowing how many men, women, and children were saved over the years, well, that price is worth it and continues to be. All those dark years, I still wish you could have had a chance to be a kid just a little longer. It's okay. So many other children have gotten to be because we didn't. The shovel? It's time. You're the best, Bruce. Never question your mission. This choked me up. Seeing I didn't catch this tear, the first time I read it, but this sequence, never question your mission, Bruce, and he's got the shovel and it goes dark. Gotham needs you. But I'm choked up, and I'm seeing Bruce is choked up. And this page got me. And if you haven't read the book, obviously me just flipping through it like this probably is not going to convey the same level of emotion, especially if you haven't read the whole series this far. But this page made it worth it for me. And all I could think of, and I haven't watched Bat's review or anyone else's review yet, so I have no idea what anyone else is thinking, but I have this feeling like that Bats will be saying, Tom King, this is how you make an emotional Bruce Wayne. Like, you only ever see him like this once in 1,000 issues, right? But when you see it, it's meaningful. Like, not doing this huge, long, lengthy 100-issue series of Bruce Wayne going through psychotherapy. Teen Titans Deathstroke, anyone? Whatever, cool. Crossover, should be fun. I'm not going to buy it, but looks like it's cool. Gotham needs me. Gotham needs me. And here we have the Matrix wake-up session. He's got the red pill. The sequence is over. This was all essentially a Matrix type of thing. It was all fake. His own computer simulation. And he gets out. Are you able to walk? I'm not sure you can even crawl. I'm fine. You sure you have a weird way of celebrating your birthday? I'm sure Alfred could have just baked you a cake. Indubitably. Might I suggest a brief moment of respite? No. The 2.1 landscape worked perfectly, encouraging. And just what exactly was this program's task? Isn't it obvious? To kill me. Here we see all the iterations. Well, not all the iterations, but we see iterations of Batman, his suit. And this is something you've been doing every year on your birthday? The testing apparatus itself has evolved over time, but yes, it's an annual event I've kept to myself. Why would you subject yourself to that? Evolve or die, boy. To honor that oath that I took, to honor the oath I took, striving to be the best I can be every moment, every day. Honing each and every skill set I've learned to its maximum efficiency. Assess every physical and psychological layer. My fear is that one night, when I need to be stronger, faster, and smarter, I won't be good enough. There's a cost to wearing the cowl, just as there's a cost to being Robin. That we both know all too well. But that doesn't weigh as heavily as it would if I didn't wear the cowl. Raised platform, rising, show me. And you see 182 Gotham citizens murdered this year. 182 innocent people. Last year it was 214, Father. 231 lives the year before that, Bruce. I'd like to point out the number of murdered innocent souls has been dropping since you rang the bell and put on the cowl. 1 year soon, it will be 0. Absolute 0. And then we get a little epilogue. Bruce Wayne shows up. Leslie Tompkins' clinic. She's alive and well, of course. And he's trying to show her his appreciation. And he's asking, it's been a while. How much would it take to fix this place up and all that stuff? Or, does this whole thing. Tell me what you need, Leslie. Well, we could use another couple of floors at the top of this clinic. Maybe a whole new clinic would be better. Yes, that would be better. And getting in the car, and if I loved this little part, everyone knows I'm a huge Frank Miller fan. Absolutely adore. He's my favorite comics creator of all time. He's a big part of why I love Batman. They don't ever directly reference him, but I love this little throwback here when Bruce is like, I guess my vote for Mazzucchelli's doesn't count. David Mazzucchelli was the artist of Year One. He's also the Daredevil Born Again series with Frank Miller. And then, that was a little happy little ending. They're going off to a restaurant to eat dinner. And that's it. So nothing like major, no earth-shattering events. And some people I feel might be disappointed by that. Because especially it started off so strong. And you're like, oh, geez, Leslie Tompkins is dead. And you got this huge event and it's leading up to 1,000. And, it was just this little training program the whole time. You might feel like the rug was pulled out from under you. But I don't think you should. I don't think that's the right way to look at this. Because I hear complaints all the time about how modern comics, especially in DC seems to be very guilty of this, where everything is an earth-shattering event. It's like, oh, the Earth is in peril. Okay, we solved it. Next story arc, the Earth is in peril again. This over and over again. And the problem is when you do storylines like that, it stops feeling important. It stops feeling like a big deal. The Earth being in peril should be a big deal. That should be like the every other year crossover event, right? We need more stories like this, especially with a street level character like Batman. If it's a really well told story, it can be very entertaining and still not have to be earth shattering, as far as consequence. This was one of those tales. Very fun to read the whole time. You didn't know what was happening. Now that this has been spoiled, if you do know, unfortunately, it is going to detract from the issues before, which is why I hope you didn't let me spoil this for you. This is the Usual Suspects effect. Once you watch Usual Suspects and you've seen the ending, the rest of the movie is kind of pointless for you. But if you haven't seen Usual Suspects, don't let anyone spoil it for you because that first time you see it, at least you'll get the whole thing. This I liked. It was good. It had a purpose. You got to see Batman well written. You got to see some of his old characters. I felt this was a really good tribute story. This is a really good way, now that I've finished it and seen it, it's a really good way to lead up to Detective Comics 1000. We got to see, you know, all the characters that sort of made Batman who he was, right? Without just having like Batman sitting around a campfire and being like, I remember back when I did that, you know. So many, you see that in TV a lot when they have like big anniversary episodes and the characters, like they have that reminisce episode where they do flashbacks of previous They could have done something like that, but they didn't. They did an actual story. I thought it was very creative. If it's been done before, I haven't seen it. Tomasi really seems to have the voice of the characters down, the pacing. This was really, really fun book. And I think as a first arc for Tomasi, my first instinct was to be a little disappointed because it wasn't the big bang I thought it was, but now that I've settled and thought about it, I'm like, oh no, this is actually even better because we've seen what Tomasi can do. And he starts off with a nice tribute piece, little well-crafted story about Bruce and his, you know, people that have been important in his life. And 1000 is going to start it off with a bang. That's my prediction. We're going to see 1000 start off a new era, headed by Tomasi, going forward. And unlike what's going on with Superman, this looks really, really promising. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you got some value out of it. I hope you are reading Detective Comics. This is the best Batman book out. It's the best Batman book in a while as far as ongoing series. This deserves your attention. And tell me what you think in the comments. What are you liking it? What do you wish it was doing? Are you a Tom King fan more so? Whatever it may be. And what do you think about 1000 now that you've read this? Like, where were you going with it? I thought 1000 was going to be the culmination of this story. And it doesn't feel like it's going to be now. So if you were like me, what are you thinking? Or maybe you saw this coming all along. I don't know. I'm going to go watch Sergeant Batts' video now to see what he thought, because I've been curious and I've been purposely censoring it myself. I didn't want any influence on this video at all. Hopefully if you watch my video, you go over and watch his too, see what he thinks. And don't forget, every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Pacific time, we do a show together, the Ash and Bat Show. And you can come on, chat with us. We like to talk with the audience, get topics, and converse back, make it interactive. I've got a Discord channel. Also, here it is. You can find me on Twitter, get the tweet yourself, or if you don't have Twitter, there's the IP address. Discord is a free app. You can use it on Android, iOS, and PC. And it's a chat program that also has voice capabilities and has separate rooms, so you can go have private conversations if you need to, or the main room where you chit chat and just talk with people and not necessarily have it be shared all over public media, that sort of stuff. So if you want to talk comics, I started this up. Come join me. That'd be fun. And let me know what you want to see. If there's content that I'm not doing well and you want to see me improve on, let me know how I can improve. If there's things I'm not doing you want to see more of or to start doing, let me know. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.